Good morning, everyone. My name is Charlene Began Ladasla from BSCRIM 2C, and we are the Group C. And this morning, I will discuss about the language and gender in educational context. First, what is gender and education? In the past, our society considered schooling more necessary for men who work outside the home than for women who work in the home. Sa una kuno, ang mga lalaki, mas gitagaan sila opportunity para maka-eskwela. Kay ang mga lalaki man may gitrabaho sa para sa pamilya, sila kuno ang mas daghang opportunity nga magtrabaho. Kay ang mga lalaki kuno kay silang pagtuo sa una, ang mga lalaki kuno kay kusgan. Masculinity kuno sila kanang makaya nila tanan trabaho. Sila mo igabuhi sa pamilya, sila iga-provide sa needs sa family. Kay ang mga babae kuno sa una sa ilang pagtuo, ang babae kuno ang ilaharang makaya ang mga pangbuhaton na sa balay, sa madanang pang mga household chores sa pagpanglimpyo sa balay, mura kuno na ang ilang ginakaya sa mga babae sa una mo na ilang pagtuo. But times have changed. By 1980, women earn a majority of all associates and bachelor's degrees. In 2008, that share has risen to 59%. National Center for Education Statistics 2010. Dayon, in 1980, na-change na dayon kay murag nakita bitaw nila nga naapoy potential ang mga babae nga tagaan po sila og education nga ang mga babae dili ra bitaw nga ang ilahang makaya ra ang mga pambalay ra kay gitagaan na sila og equality, nanay equality ang pag-treat sa mga lalaki ug pag-treat sa mga babae equal na. Kung saang makaya sa mga babae ay kung saang makaya sa mga lalaki nga pangbuhaton, makaya na pod sa mga babae. In recent decades, college doors have opened wider to women. Ang college kuno nga pag-eskwela, mas kitagaan nila og importansya ang mga babae. Kay ang mga babae kuno napud kuno yung mga potensyal na makaya pod daw nila kung unsa ang mga pangbuhaton sa lalaki. And the differences in men's and women's major are becoming smaller. In 1970, for example, women earned just 17% of bachelor degrees in the natural sciences, computer sciences, and engineering. By 2008, their proportion had doubled to 34%. Sa pagkabalo nila nga nay potential ang mga babae, mas daghan ni noon kaayo og mga degrees ang mga babae nga nahuman. Daghan ni kay ang mga babae mga percent nga nakuha sa ilang pag-eskwela.
Hi everyone, my name is Arian Jane B. Dungay from BSCRIM 2C. As the continuation of my classmate report about gender education, if we compare the professions or education of men and women, men are the one who get high percentage because in the past schooling was more necessary for men. Before, men are the one who work outside than for the women. And still, men are predominate in some professional fields. It states that in 2008, men received 51% of medical degrees, 53% of law degrees, 56% of dental degrees. But times has changed because women profession has risen and is now close to half. If before dili kabuhat sa mga babae ang trabahoon sa mga lalaki, kay lagi ang babae para ra jud sa balay magtrabaho. Pero karon lahi na. Kung unsay trabaho sa mga lalaki karon, mabuhat or makaya na sa mga babae. So, when will parity be reached? We are still far from achieving gender equality in education. So, it may not be in the next few years.
The UN developed the Millennium Development Goals (MDGs) for the year 2000 to 2015. The MDGs comprised of 8 goals and 21 targets each with the associated indicators. The Philippine government committed itself to the Millennium Development Goal number 2, ensuring that by 2015, children everywhere, boys and girls alike, will be able to complete a full course of primary schooling. And goal number 3, Target 3A, to eliminate gender disparity in primary and secondary education, preferably by 2005 and in all levels of education no later than 2015. Based on the educational gains women have made, some analysts suggest that education is the one social institution where women rather than men predominate. More broadly, women's relative advantages in school performance have prompted a national debate about whether men are in danger of being left behind.
Good day everyone, by the way I'm Cadet Torres Janjan from BS Cream 2C, and my topic for today about the gender parity. And the gender parity in the primary education is a crisis present not just in the Philippines but also in the rest of the world. And also the gender parity, girls are at high risk discrimination. And the gender parity is a statistical measure that provides a numerical value of female to male or girls to boy ratio for indicators such as income or education. For example, if there are equal number of girls and boys who completed primary education in a specific country, the gender parity ratio for that indicator is number one. Thanks and God bless.
Okay, good day everyone. I'm Lopez Clint from BS Cream 2C. 5.4 Gender Family Interaction. Power lines or connection lines in telling story or in telling your day. Family discourses focus on talk produced in the context of dinner table conversation where mothers typically encourage children to tell their fathers about events experienced during today. And for the example, tell dad what you thought about gymnastic and what you did. And another who prompts, Chuck, did you tell daddy what happened at karate when you came in your new uniform? Okay, what did they say for you? Okay, that is the example of dinner table conversation in many families is a ritual that Bloom Kolka in 1992 dubs telling your day. And for gender and family interaction, power lines or connection lines in telling your day. Okay, dire nagpasabot ang pag-inistoryay sa usa ka pamilya ug unsay nangahitabo sa kagahapon ug sa karon ug unsa pay lang buhaton sa karon. Og kana mo akong mao'y nasabtan og that's all for today's report.
Good day everyone, my name is Jomar Lacorte, BS Cream 2C. I'm here to present education as a vocation. It is also a gendered with 89.58% of public elementary school teachers and 77.6% of public secondary school teachers being female. The data are based on a 2008 to 2009 survey of the Philippines Statistics Authority. Literacy, 68 million or 95.6% of Filipinos aged 10 years old and over are basically literate. Basic literacy is at 96.1% for women and 95.1% for men. Women have higher basic literacy and numerical skill than men. Specifically, 26 million women have basic literacy versus 25 million men. Functional literacy, in terms of numerical statistics, is at 25 million for women versus 24 million for men. Functional literacy, in terms of communication, is at 20 million for women versus 18 million for men. The trend of higher literacy for women correspond with the fact that more women finish elementary school and high school than men. Thank you.
Differences between The ways male and female use language according to Deborah Tannen. First is status versus support. For men, the world is a competitive place, which is ang conversation and speech kay ginagamit nila to build their status. And for women, the world is a world of connection, which is mauna ang ilang ginayuse na language to seek and offer support and a way of confirming. Second, independence versus intimacy. This asserts that men favor independence kay men is more likely to view the world in terms of status. Like for example, in decision making, the husband is gastan gyud siya sa iyahang decision niya. No need to consult pa sa iyahang wife about anak kay they feel like a loss of independence. And since for women who is more likely need a support like also in decision making, so the wife is need pa niya i-discuss iyang decision sa iyang husband because this is seen to be a proof of the intimacy of the relationship. But anyways, both men and women seek independence and intimacy. Third is advice versus understanding. We all know na men is maulagit sila share when it comes sa ilang problems kay lagi basin maignan sila weak or something mga ninana nga murag makakuan sa ilang pride bitaw. So instead they will seek a solution to the problem na lang. So while women is known na weak, diba, pero not all women is very open kaayo. So women will always seek comfort and sympathy sa ilang problems, like they need a support yun by their side. The fourth one is information versus feelings. For women, conversation is much more important para makabuild og relationship and strengthening social links. And according to Tannen, men's conversation is message oriented, like they communicate based on the information kanang murag speak one at a time bitaw. So ninana ang kuan kanang murag ginayuse na language sa mga men. So ang pangkalima is order versus proposal. In this, men are more likely to use imperative, which is like a command bitaw, like for example, close the door, which is more likely a command kanang murag nature na yun na bitaw sa ilaha. Then for women is hidden directives, like most of us ay kanang gagamit o kanang polite forms bitaw of kanang kuan directive words, like tas kanang polite bitaw kaayo pagkasirya ng murag kanang nature pod sa mga babae nga kanang murag kanang most ay kanang mura siya command but kanang in a soft way nga pagkastorya ninana. And the last one is conflict versus compromise. More likely men use a confrontation, and we all know that kay like parehas anang naay kanang word sa storya bitaw nila sa ilang conversation na murag makabikil sa ila or kanang murag naay lahi nga pasabot kay gina-confront yun nila sa dayo mga. Here are some differences of characteristic of men and women in conversational ritual or using the language. So the language and communication matter more to women than men. So women talk more than men. And also men's goal is using the language is tend to be about getting the things done, whereas women tend to be making connection with other people. Kanang mura bitaw og naay language barrier between the men and women sa nang mga ninana.